Let me put my microphone on. I hope you guys can hear me. Good evening. Good evening. I am running late to the live session. I actually was going to cancel it. I had another call that kind of ran over, but that's okay. I still wanted to close out this month and talk about the law of correspondence, which is basically as above, so is below. Because I think it's a really important universal law that if you're trying to change your life, if you're trying to manifest and have the best possible life that you could possibly have, this is the cheat code. The cheat code is understanding, learning, and implementing the 12 universal laws, okay? So each month, this month, we are doing we are discussing one of those 12 universal laws. We are on law 3. Next month, we are going to jump to law 4. So May, we're doing law 4, which is everyone's favorite, which is what everyone has heard, which is the law of attraction. But you have to understand the additional laws first. Not necessarily first, but they do build upon each other, okay? So I'm trying to pull up, ooh, yeah, there we go. I'm trying to pull up my notes. 5, where did it go? So we're talking about the law of correspondence. And if sometimes you hear the law of correspondence is what we call a mirror principle. And the mirror principle basically states the mirror can only reflect what it sees. Okay? So the mirror is only going to show you what it sees inside the mirror. It can't show you anything else. The law of correspondence pretty much is the same. Whatever is happening in your life, it's what's happening on the inside of you. So what do I mean by that? I mean, let me get this so this light is not in my face. What I mean by that is if your life is going crazy, if your life is haywire and chaotic, it starts with you. What energy are you putting out into the universe? What is going on with you and in your life that is making your life crazy? Again, the mirror principle is what it can only reflect what it sees. So your life, everything that's happening in your life, good, bad, and indifferent, is happening based off of what is going on inside of you. Your head, your thought patterns, your energy, what you're saying, what you're doing. You are that powerful of a being that what you say comes true. What you think about is what you focus on. And what you focus on comes out of your thoughts, comes out of your heart. So if you're saying negative things, then guess what? Nothing but negativity is going to come in your life, and you're going to feel like a victim, and you're going to say, oh, woe is me. Why does this keep happening to me? And people spend their entire lives feeling like the victim, being the victim, claiming the victim, asking people to treat them as a victim. When you're not a victim, you're a victim of your own circumstances, meaning you have control. You have control of your thoughts. You have control of your choices. You have control of your mind. Okay? The reason why your life is chaotic is because you haven't did the work. That's all it is. If your life is great, that means you did the work. If you're not having any issues, everybody's going to have issues. It's called life, okay? But if you're seeing patterns in your life where you're consistently getting the same feedback, because that's what this principle is. It is a feedback mechanism to display to you where you are having some issues, where you need to tweak a little bit, okay? This is why we're talking about the 12 universal law. The law of correspondence, we call it the mirror principle. It's the mirror law. So whatever is going on in your life, matter of fact, let me show you an example. Most of the time you see, when most people talk about the third law of dynamics, the law of correspondence, you'll see them when they talk about, it's a photo of a tree that has the branches up top and then the branches below, okay? This is like a version of it. Do you see this? You see all these branches, all this, and at the bottom, there's a whole bunch of roots that come out of the bottom of the tree. You can't see the roots, but they're there, and they run really, really deep, okay? This is kind of the principle. As whatever's happening above that you can see, the same thing is happening below. So, for example, if the roots are rotting, what's going to happen to the leaves? What's going to happen to the branches? What's going to happen? They're going to die because the roots don't have the nutrition. It doesn't have the water. It's not growing. It's dying. So whatever's happening below is the same thing that's happening up top. If the top of the tree gets some type of fungus, some type of sickness, and it cannot get rid of that fungus or sickness, guess what? That's going to transfer to the roots, which is below. And it's going to turn into something that's not healthy. And it's going to slowly die over time. This is why we're talking about the law of correspondence. How can you implement the law of correspondence in your life? You ask. I'm glad you asked. How do you implement this mirror principle into your life? Is to recognize how you feel. If you know that there is a law, just like in science, just like in math, there's laws, okay? 1 + 1 = 2. That's a law that we've learned in elementary school, right? A, then B, then C, then D. That's a law that we've learned in elementary school. There are laws that govern the earth. There are laws that govern your life. And these 12 universal laws are the laws that govern your life. If you understand these laws and you understand what it's trying to show you and or teach you at any moment, you can take that energy and use it to make your life better. Okay? This has to do with your health. You can apply this to your wealth. You can apply this to your relationships. You can apply it to jobs. You can apply this law to every area of your life, and I guarantee you it will work because it's a law. A law never fails. The sun stays in the sky because that's a law, right? Gravity, you throw something up, it's going to come back down. Why? Because that's a law. That is a law that's principle based on being on this earth. Now, you may go to another planet, whatever, that planet may not have gravity or you never know. But every place has different laws. And for you to be living in this universe, on this three-dimensional plane that we call Earth, Earth, there is a universal law. And one of the universal laws is whatever is happening above is happening below. Whatever is happening inside is what's happening outside. It's called the law of correspondence. It's really simple. How do we apply this, you ask? You make sure you're in tune with you. Ask yourself, things aren't going right. How do I feel? Why? And this is why journaling is really important. This is why taking time to yourself, you don't even have to meditate. Just take 5 minutes to sit with yourself. 60 seconds a day to sit with yourself. I do what I call a body scan every morning and every evening. I sit, you don't even have to close your eyes. I just sit and I'll say, how am I feeling? How does my body feel? Why does my body feel like that? When I'm dealing with a certain issue in my life that's not going the way that I want it to go, again, if your life is chaotic, You got to turn inside. You got to turn inward and say, what is going on in me that is chaotic? If something in your life is chaotic, that's because something inside is chaotic. How do you feel about that specific thing is very chaotic. Sorry, I got a message on here. Someone's asking a question. I'm just double checking. Yes, so that means your life is chaotic. You need to find out, for example, this is the same example I used last week. If you're having an issue with friends, like say, for example, not even just loverships, just friendships, like you mess up all your friendships and you don't know why no one wants to be close to you. Like you don't understand that. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. The law of vibration talks about patterns. Again, we're building upon each other. Okay. The law of vibration is the second universal law. The first universal law is we are all connected. Everything's connected. I need you. You need me. We need the earth needs us. We need the oxygen. The earth needs the carbon dioxide that we expel, but we need the oxygen that the plants give us. We all need each other. We are all interconnected. The second universal law talks about the law of frequency, the law of vibration. We're all vibrating. You are a frequency. You are a sound. If you didn't know that, yes, you are. Your atoms are vibrating. You have atoms because you have a physical body. Okay? This is science, really elementary science. You have atoms, and those atoms, those electrons in that atom is moving at a certain speed and a certain frequency. This is scientific data. This is what we're talking about, metaphysics. This is metaphysics. How to apply metaphysics to your personal life is to understand that you are a frequency. Your body exudes a certain frequency, a certain energy. When we were in COVID, they told everyone to stay 6 inches away from each other? Something like that. A hand, stay that far away from people. Don't get close to people. You know why? It's because you guys share energy. And if I'm around someone who's sick, they're going to share their energy. Not only are they going to share their energy, they're going to share their physical, whatever they got going on in their system with me. Sharing energy is very important. You got to be careful who you share your energy with. You got to be careful who you are around, who you allow to come around your presence, because we are all vibrational beings. So another example, walk into a room, you can tell if that room is negative or if that room is a good room or a happy room or a place that you want to be by how you feel. You can feel a vibration of a place. You can feel the vibration of a person. If you're tuned into your own vibration, you're tuned into your own body, into your own feelings. This is why it's important that you understand these laws and apply them to your life. You can make a really good decision or a really bad decision based off of gut feelings, right? A gut feeling, we all know what a gut feeling is, especially women. Women have intuition. They talk about the women's intuition. Yes, boo-boo, that's your body. That's your nervous system. That's your intellectual knowledge and your vibration telling you something. You cannot ignore it. I would not suggest to ignore it. These are the universal laws. That's telling you about your body, telling you about your brain, telling you how you can function and make better decisions that will not only impact your life, it's going to impact your children's, your family, your children's children. So let's say, for example, you're not tuned into yourself, into your body, on how you feel, on energy, on vibration. You're not in tune and none of that. You don't believe in none of this, right? Okay, cool. You go into a room, you're expecting to meet these people that you have a business acquaintance with. You guys you're doing a pitch. They can either take it or leave it. If you are in tune to yourself, into who you are and your vibration, when you walk in that room, For example, if they had a tiff, they were partners, they had a tiff, they disagreed about something before you walked in to give your pitch. If you're not in tune to that energy that's in that room, if you're not in tune to the vibration that's in that room and you don't pick up on it, you can give a pitch that may offend them based off of what they just went, stuff that you had no clue. But if you're in tune to your vibration, to your feelings, to yourself, you can take the time before you walk in that room. And when you walk in that room, you immediately know, something's off. And you start to ask the right questions. And once you start to ask the right questions, you can understand for yourself if it's a better fit for you. You thought it was going to be a good fit. But after being in that room, having a gut feeling, an uneasy feeling, an intellectual pit feeling that something's off and you're not ready to make that decision or make that jump, that's a reason. There's a reason. And you have to start to learn to trust yourself, trust your feelings, trust your nervous system. But that comes from spending time with yourself, learning these 12 universal laws, understanding them, implementing them. And again, how do you implement the third universal law, which is the law of correspondence? You check in with yourself. Very simple. 60 seconds. That's a minute. You got a minute. You got a minute to make a decision. You got a minute to make a decision that's going to change your life. That decision may make you a millionaire or a billionaire. Being in tune with yourself may make you miss something that you weren't supposed to have. And it would take you 20 years to get over whatever that situation is, that bad deal. You may go into partnership with someone that's a bad deal and y'all end up bankrupt and it's going to take you 20, 30 years to fix it. But if you are in tune with yourself, in tune with what's going on with you, you understand these laws, the 12 universal laws, you implement them into your life, you can make much better decisions that will impact your life for the better. Let's talk about manifestation. That's the big word. Everybody wants to manifest. Oh, I want to manifest $1 million. I want to manifest a spouse. I want to manifest children. I want to manifest a better job. You want to manifest. You want to manifest. You want to manifest. Okay, cool. It's not as it is actually almost as simple as saying you want to manifest, but you have to have principles and practices in place for that thing to manifest. You can say, I want $1 million, but then you have to be in tune with yourself. You have to understand the 12 universal laws. You have to understand that everything's interconnected, number one. You have to understand that you are a vibrational being, number two. You have to understand your intuition, how you're feeling, okay? Because how you're feeling dictates what's going on in your world. So again, if your world is chaotic, you have to go inside. You have to say, why is my world chaotic? Why do I keep having this same pattern show up in my life? Why do I keep losing jobs? Or why do I keep running into the wrong people or not having any friends or whatever your pattern is? Get to the root of it. Journal. Write it in your phone. You don't even have to journal no more. You don't even have to write. Get your notepad on your phone and speak into it. 30 seconds a day. Today, this happened. This is a pattern that I'm seeing in my life. Why is this a pattern? The 5 whys. I said last week that I do something that I call the 5 whys. The 5 whys are so important because it helps you get to the root cause of something. So again, if you're having a pattern in your life and you're trying to figure out why is this not working? Why can't I get over this? Why can't I fix this specific area of my life? Do the 5 whys. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this important? Just ask 5 whys. It doesn't have to be these exact things, but ask 5 whys. Why do I feel this way? Why is this important to me? What do I want? Like, why do I want to change it? Why is it happening to me? Why am I not doing something about it? 5 whys. Just find 5 whys. I guarantee you it's going to get to the root of something. And a lot of the reasons why a lot of bad stuff is happening in people's lives is really because of there's some unresolved insecurities that you grew up with or you were taught. It's really not your issue. It's really not your fault. It's your thought patterns that you've been taught your entire life. If you were taught that you weren't smart and you would never amount to anything, so you might as well just get the best job you could and work it till you die, you're not going to make no money, that's what you're going to do. If you're taught that you're a queen, you're a king, and the world revolves around you and you get everything from a baby handed to you, you got a silver spoon, a golden spoon in your mouth. Your parents filthy rich. You get everything you want. You spoiled. But that's your pattern. That's your thought pattern. That's what you were taught. That's what you were trained. We're not saying either one is good or bad. But if you want something different, you have to change your thought patterns. And that starts with going inside. Again, the third law, universal law, is the law of correspondence. It's what I coin it, the mirror principle. Whatever is happening in your world, in your life, all the patterns, good, bad, or indifferent, it's because of something that you feel. It's a thought pattern, something that you believe, something that you have been taught your entire life. And if you want to change it, it starts with you and how you feel about it. You have to make that decision to change your thought pattern. Listen, you can go deeper with this, how to change your thought patterns, how to change your life. It takes 21 days. 21 days to form a new habit. And your thought patterns are like a superhighway in your brain. You've been taught a lot of stuff that's not correct for an extended period of time. And if you want to change that, you have to change your thought patterns. And it takes 21 days for you to shift into a new habit. If you need that detail, if you need somebody that's going to jump in and help you with this and be your coach, your soul coach, guide you through this, book a call. Like, go to my website, starlifeevents.com. Join the tribe. It's absolutely free to join the tribe. You get all this good information. You get to join our retreats for a discounted price. I walk you through this. We actually have a program that will help you shift your life based off of these 12 universal laws. Okay? At the end of the year, October, we're doing this big retreat that's covering the last little bit of the universal laws here in Texas, Corpus Christi, at a beach. If you are interested in that, the information is on my website. You can DM me on here. You can go to the website, starlifeevents.com. Join the tribe. You would get the emails. You get a weekly email of what's going on, what we're doing. And if you're in our Metroplex area, we do meetups. You may get to meet us. It's a tribe. Iron sharpens iron. So if you have any questions, you want to go deeper, put those in the chat. You can go online, email us at any time. I will make sure that I get back to you within 24 to 48 hours if you have any questions. But again, next week we will be back. Next week we are going to start the 4th universal law. And we may do a little bit longer time with that one because that's the one that everyone knows, which is the law of attraction. So you got to know that we're all connected. You got to know that you're a vibrational being, and you got to understand the mirror principle in order to understand the law of attraction. Okay, we're going to start that next week. Again, if you have any questions, email, DM, join the tribe. I will talk to you guys next week.